Hello creatives and welcome to module 4. In this module we'll be talking about tools starting with Photoshop. So when you launch your Photoshop, this is what you'll be seeing. I'm using the Photoshop 2023 version and this is how it looks like. So you'll be seeing your recent works here. You would see your recent works here in this place, and then this we'll get to all this later. Then we have new file and we have open to open recent works, right? So let's create a new file. Okay, you wouldn't have this custom this way because I made this, but then I set it to inches and I'm using 5 by 5 inches, right? 5 for the width and 5 for the height. Resolution 300. Orientation can be any one of them because the width and the height is the same. So the orientation does not matter whether it's portrait or landscape, it doesn't matter. It will still be the same thing. That's why we can't even change it. So leave it in RGB color mode, and that's the only thing we are doing here. Then you create. Okay, you could choose to name it. Let me just say intro 1. Okay, so we have named it intro 1. Now this is our Photoshop. This is how our Photoshop looks like. The basic things we'll be doing here are just checking these tools. These other ones don't really matter for now. So this is your pick tool, right? Or your move tool. You use it to move objects. So let's just say I have something like this. I have a circle. So I come back to this tool and I can move it. So that is the use of this tool, right? The second one here is your artboard tool, where you can use to create more artboards, but we wouldn't be doing this now. So this is your elliptical macro tool, just like used to select circles, right? So this is different from drawing a circle. This is used for selection. So you can see I've selected a part of this circle. Okay, Control D to erase all selection, something like this. And then we have this, and then we have this, but we are skipping this for now. Coming here, this is our lasso tool. We have the normal lasso tool, which is the first one, but this one, it would allow you to draw freehand. Control D, still for making selections, right? This is the polygonal lasso tool. Could use it to make this kind of selections. It's not the same with the lasso tool, right? This one you have to be clicking, then you can double click, and then that's all. So Control D again. Now we have the magnetic lasso tool. So for this one, it will be it's magnetic to the edge. Let's say you want to crop a photo, it will be magnetic to the edge of the photo, maybe the hands of the person, the legs of the person. It should just be following that pattern. So you can see, because this is a perfect circle, we're able to get a perfect selection, right? Perfect selection. So Control D to erase. Now this is a quick selection tool. Okay, let's just import an image. Let's import an image. Okay, just drag and drop. So we have imported this image, right? And now this is a quick selection tool. So this is a quick selection tool. See that we are selecting this hair, right? That is the use. But let's just skip most of these tools that we're not going to be using for design now and move to the basic ones, right? So this is a crop tool. We wouldn't be using it that much, so let's forget about it for now. Then the next thing I would want us to check here is the erase tool. So we have the erase tool. This is just going to, okay, let's control D to remove the selection. The erase tool, okay, we can't brush this or we can't erase this because it's a smart object. So let's right click and then rasterize layer. So now we can erase. So the erase tool is just going to erase, right? It's just going to erase. Now we have another tool which is the background erase tool. Now this is going to be conscious on backgrounds, right? You can see that it's erasing the background and leaving the hair. So this is not the best way to remove backgrounds, but it is often the best way sometimes. So you can see the background erase tool is doing a good job. Oops, we have messed with that side, but let's continue because this is not an actual project, right? So this is what it does. It doesn't, even if I brush over the main subject, it wouldn't erase it like how the erase tool does. Now still in the under the erase tool, we have magnetic erase tool. Okay, let's skip this for now. It's not part of the things we'll be using for this class. Now we skipped one tool here, which is the brush tool. Now this is for still the same thing. If it is a marked object, we wouldn't be able to brush over it, right? So this brush tool, for the purpose of this tutorial, let's see. Okay, once you select your brush tool, the first thing you want to do is come here and set the hardness to 0. If you set it to 100, it would be a hard brush, something like this. But want it to be very soft, then you can increase the size of the brush, right? Could increase the size. So you can see this is what soft brush does, but when we increase the hardness, there's a difference. There is a very big difference. So most of the times we would want a very big brush. Okay, too big. So let's say 1.5. Good. Now I want to create a new layer. We'll come over that later and bring it behind the image. So on this layer I want to brush. So you can see that we're having this kind of fading out effect. Okay, let's remove this. And see we're having this kind of fading out effect. Unlike if we have a layer where we are using same brush tool but with a hardness of 100. Look at it, it's just like a circle, right? The reason why it's not 100% opacity is good because the flow is 90%, right? So we understand the difference between soft and round brushes. So let's take our settings back to soft and hard rather. So let's take our settings back to soft, take the hardness to 0. Now the next tool on my list is going to be the gradient tool. Okay, no, let's skip this for now. The pen tool. The pen tool is for drawing straight lines. So but these ones are actually shapes, right? Unlike the lasso tool, which is just for making selection. So double click and that's also have a nice shape. Now I have other pen tools, and these last three are not actually pen tools. They are used to edit the pen tools, right? This is the curvature pen tool and this is the freeform pen tool, which is like freehand. Then we have the curvature pen tool, which is like for making curves and the rest. So double click and that's all. And then all this is to add, and this is to add anchor part, and this is to delete anchor part. So we'll just delete the anchor parts, right? Delete the anchor parts. So next thing we have is our text tool. Of course, it's for writing, so you can be able to write something. So you can be able to write something like this, right? And then double click, you can be able to edit it. So this is what our text tool does. We have the vertical type, and then we have the vertical type marks and all this. We are not checking them for now. So this is the basic thing for now, is to type. And once you have typed, you can come to your properties and you can be able to edit. So now it's in center alignment. You can change it to left alignment, you can change it to right alignment. You could increase the size, you could change the matrix, you could change the line spacing, you could change the character spacing, right? You could also change the color, change the character, change the style, the width of the character, or the style rather. So this is about the text tool. Now we have used this tool before. So this is our shape tool, the rectangular tool, the ellipse tool, triangle, polygon, and line tool. We'll come to all of them later videos. But for the rectangle tool, you just select it and you draw a rectangle, and that's all, right? That's all. So we have the hand tool, which is for moving around, but we're not going to use it now. And then we have the zoom tool, so we can use it to zoom in and zoom out, zoom in and zoom out, fit screen, come back to our original position. So this is the basics of Photoshop. This is the introduction to Photoshop for graphic design. We are not going over all the tools because most of them here for photo editing, but we would be using them subsequently, right, in later videos.